Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We're unpacking a beautifully simple yet deeply emotional story called The Last Voice Message. Today, we're going to see exactly how a masterfully written narrative builds, well, just incredible tension. We're looking at how the author uses an antagonist we all know way too well, silence. We'll track the breakdown of a relationship and, more importantly, map out the exact moment the dialogue shifts from crushing isolation to, this brilliant light of hope. Let's get into it.
So, have you ever received a voice message that completely changed your life? I want you to actually think about that for a second. This explainer isn't just about some fictional couple named Emma and Ryan. It's really an exploration of relationship dynamics we all navigate. How do we communicate when things just fall apart? When the words run out, what fills that space? Keep your own experiences in the back of your mind as we set the stage here.
Section 1. The Weight of Silence.
All right, let's set the scene. Picture a small apartment. Outside, the rain is just coming down, blurring the city lights. Inside, it's freezing. Emma's sitting on her bed, clutching her phone, eyes completely red from crying. Ryan is over by the window. They're breaking up. But what's truly striking about this opening isn't what they're yelling. It's what they aren't saying. The heavy, unspoken words are literally sucking the air out of the room. And this brilliantly illustrates the tragedy of their breakdown. On one side, look at their past. "Good morning, beautiful. Did you eat today?" It's warm, it's constant. For 2 years, they talked every single day. But over time, things shifted. Look at the present reality. Late replies became fights. And eventually, the absolute worst thing happened. Silence just became normal. The transition from daily connection to a deafening lack of communication is totally complete. During this painful breakup, Emma begs to know why he's giving up. She supported him through his worst days, right? And the author gives us this profound visual. Ryan opened his mouth, but no words came out. Ryan is just emotionally exhausted. He knows she's right. Have you ever been so incredibly tired that you just stop knowing how to fix things? Actually, it's more like the silence here isn't just a pause in the conversation, it's a direct visualization of his complete emotional depletion. He simply has nothing left in the tank. So, as Ryan finally leaves, he whispers a quick, painful, "I'm sorry." And then we read this. The door closed softly, but to Emma, it sounded louder than thunder. The author is using this stark absence of sound to create maximum tension. Emma's own pain, and maybe her pride, kept her totally silent when all she really wanted to do was hug him and beg him to stay. That soft click of the door, that's the climax of their non-communication. Because it's so quiet, the emotional impact is absolutely deafening.
Moving on to Section 2, A Message in the Dark.
Let's fast forward just a bit. The apartment is totally empty. Every coffee mug, every hoodie, every picture frame is just a glaring reminder of him. It's 2 a.m. now. She's on the floor, hugging her knees, completely unable to sleep while the rain just keeps coming down outside. We've shifted from that initial breakup shock into those really deep, isolating hours of the night. Let's look at this timeline. Step 1, she's torturing herself, right? Scrolling through old chats, whispering to the empty room, "How did we become strangers?" Then Step 2, a sudden vibration. Her phone buzzes. She freezes. Her heart is racing. It's Ryan. Which brings us to Step 3. That agonizing, trembling decision to actually press play on the audio file.
The message is exactly 28 seconds long, just 028. I really want you to think about that number. That is a tiny fraction of a minute. Yet this incredibly short audio clip is about to pierce through hours, actually months, of deafening silence. It's wild how a few seconds of genuine vulnerability can hold so much weight and completely flip the trajectory of a relationship.
So, what exactly is packed into those 28 seconds? Well, first, Ryan's voice is weak. It's broken. He drops his guard completely and admits he was trying to act strong, but honestly, he's terrified. He forgot how to live without her. Then he brings up this beautiful, nostalgic memory of their first date, when Emma spilled coffee and blamed the table. And then he says the words she didn't expect to ever hear again, "I still love you." But devastatingly, he follows it with a really painful admission. He says maybe love isn't always enough and offers to let her go if she'd be happier. It's just a completely raw, unfiltered confession. So the crucial point here is how we're defining silence in this story. Silence isn't just the absence of noise. Here, it is an active, destructive force. It's a massive, heavy barrier built brick by ego, by emotional pain, and by the sheer fear of being vulnerable.
It literally buried their love for one another. They were drowning in it right up until Ryan sent that 28-second lifeline.
All right, section 3, the final phone call.
This is where the story shifts gears entirely. We're moving from the isolation of a one-way voice message to the genuine, real-time connection of two-way dialogue. This is the absolute climax of our explainer, where that terrible barrier of silence we just talked about is finally smashed. After listening to his message, Emma opens her phone gallery and stumbles on an old video. In it, Ryan is smiling at the camera, saying, "Don't let one bad moment destroy all our beautiful memories." This old piece of recorded dialogue acts as the perfect catalyst. Emma suddenly realizes something absolutely vital. Their love hadn't disappeared at all. She wipes her tears. The time for pride is over.
Let's walk through exactly how she breaks the silence. Step 1, she takes a huge, deep breath and hits call. Ring, ring, ring. Her heart is pounding out of her chest, matching the anxious pace of the moment. Step 2, Ryan answers. He's clearly surprised. Emma, fighting through the intense emotion in her throat, manages this tiny, trembling whisper, "Can we talk?" And step 3, the exact moment dialogue finally replaces the void. Ryan's soft, immediate reply, "Yeah."
Now, what's really interesting here is Ryan's very next sentence, "I've been waiting for your call." This single line completely shatters the heavy, oppressive tension we felt since the very beginning of the explainer. The relief here is just palpable. Both of them were trapped in their own silent, lonely prisons, both desperately wanting to fix it, just waiting for the other person to be brave enough to finally reach out. Which brings us to section 4, finding hope again.
Let's take a collective breath and slow back down. The silence is broken. The dialogue has definitively shifted from despair to hope. And beautifully, the author mirrors this internal emotional resolution with the external environment. Just look at the shift in scenery. Early on, we had the soft rain, the freezing room, the dark night, perfectly representing their isolation and heartbreak. But by the end, right alongside their communication breakthrough, the world literally changes. The rain stops, the dark clouds part, morning begins. The return of their voices brings the return of the light and a brand new day for their relationship.
Which brings us to our final thought and the core takeaway of the source material we've explored today. When pride creates silence, are you brave enough to make the final call? It's so incredibly easy to let ego and pain build silent walls between us and the people we love. But as we saw with Emma and Ryan, it only takes 28 seconds, or one trembling question, to tear those walls completely down. Think about where silence might be hiding in your own life, and whether it's time for you to finally pick up the phone.